News Radio 700 WLW.
Thursday is Thanksgiving. Wow, there's some breaking news. Thursday is Thanksgiving. And mixed in with the turkey and the stuffing and the gravy and the pumpkin pie and anything else you're going to throw down your throat on Thursday, there is also this, a heavy dose of stress. Survey says Americans are stressed about politics and may skip Thanksgiving. This is done by a company called Spruce. I don't know who Spruce is. I thought it was a Christmas tree. But anyway, there's a company called Spruce, and it revealed that 64% of us, you, me, everybody else, 64% of us feel election-related stress, and it's affecting their holiday plans. 23 of us say that we are considering skipping Thanksgiving altogether. And how about this? More than 1 in 4 Americans are estranged from family, according to the American Psychological Association. So come Thursday, when everybody gathers around the table, whether it's at your house, Grandma's house, whether it's Aunt Sally's house, whether it's at, no, come on. I know, okay, what do you want? You want a Gen Z name? Gathered around Aunt Rita's house, wherever it may be. Wherever it may be, you know eventually there will be topics, most notably politics, that will begin to make everybody feel a little bit uneasy. So what do? We have this discussion every year, but now here we are on the heels of another election. And someone being elected president that is an extremely polarizing figure. And you know there will be somebody there that will start questioning the wisdom of the American voter. So what do? Do you slap them upside the head with a stack of corn muffins, or do you really sit down and try and talk them and have an engaging conversation? Do you get up and leave the room, or do you look to the person that's hosting the dinner and say, you want to get this back on the rails? Standing by to weigh in is somebody that knows. They list her as an etiquette expert, but she's also a best-selling author, keynote speaker, and runs a company called Show Up Well Consulting. I have had Jan Goss on the show many times before because she is a very down-to-earth and very sensible person and knows how you handle these situations. Let's, without further ado, go to line 3, which is where it's flashing right now, and welcome in Jan Goss. How are you on this glorious Saturday?
I am so well, and I'm very much looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Now, is it peace and harmony in your home? There's never a discerning word that's uttered around the Thanksgiving Day table. Is that what you're telling us?
Well, let me just be super transparent. My family is purple.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that means we have red and blue in my family, so we just mix it up. Mm-hmm. And I will say this, I am very proud of my family, and I'm probably jinxing this Thanksgiving by even saying this, but I'm very proud of my family in that we really can have healthy and lively discussions with respect. Most families can't, I don't think.
Yeah.
Or at least many can't, I should say.
Yeah.
But there are ways. I am the matriarch of our family. So if you have Jan Goss as the matriarch of your family, you will show up well, and we will have no disrespect. We will treat each other with kindness, and you have to give people space to believe what they believe and to think how they think, and that's how we all grow.
Right. I honestly think most families are purple. If they're all red or they're all blue, the conversation has to be a little boring. I think if you have the more diverse opinions that are into a discussion, the better it will be. And I think so much of our dialogue anymore, the people say, well, it's diverse. No, it isn't. It's antagonistic. And we argue more than we talk.
Yes.
And so I would guess, like my family, your family's number one topic around the dinner table is not politics. My guess is that it may devolve into that, but by and large, it's other things. It's grandparents, it's kids, it's what's going on at school and things like that, right?
Yes, one of the greatest things that we can do around really any dining table, but certainly when we're celebrating Thanksgiving, think about just the word and the day, is to keep common interests in mind. Because you can even use statements like, we may not all agree on politics, but we love, and then fill in the blank. We love coming to mom's house.
Right.
We love
Right.
grandma's turkey. We love, whatever, the family dog. I don't know. But if you keep your mind on the common interests, we really do have more in common than we have, in terms of separated thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And, I think it all folds back to respect. I mean, if you love your family, you should respect everybody in the family. But I don't know. I mean, everybody got so wrapped up in this last election. I think we have to understand it's over. And honestly, what is talked about at Jan Goss's Thanksgiving Day table or Ken Brew's Thanksgiving Day table, talking about it's not going to change a thing. It's not going to go back and redo an election. It's not going to go back and extract a candidate. So it's like, what are the important things in life? And if the important things in life are what we've just talked about, then all of that should just be, okay, that's just the way, Aunt Jessie feels. Just let it go off and, who cares, I mean, if you love somebody, let them have their space, right?
Well, you hit on my favorite word, which is love, because that is the bond that unites us all together.
It really is. And I think that we lose that sometimes in our discussions, particularly around this time of the year. But I'm looking at this. 64% of Americans feel election stress is affecting their holiday plans. 23% say they're considering skipping Thanksgiving altogether. And then here I go to something else that I just saw that I just can't. The American Psychological Association. 1 in 4 Americans are estranged from family, according to the APA. To me, that's the saddest thing in the world. If you're estranged from a parent or a sibling or someone, I mean, or someone insignificant in your life. I mean, these are blood relatives, and you should cherish these people, because not everyone has a blood relative that is still alive that can be in their family, and they'd give anything to have a brother, sister, daughter, mom, dad, or somebody that you have that you simply can't get along with. It's kind of like, let's grow up here a little bit, Jan, right?
Well, it is, and part of it is, though, I have been in relationships within my family that have had periods of estrangement. And so I do have compassion on that, because it wasn't something that I wanted, but I had to let my family member have space to work through what they were working through. And continue to love them, continue to keep the door open. But there are times when things are estranged, and I think holiday seasons just really shine a light on that. And it can be really painful for people. So I do think that it is important to keep the compassion side of things alive and well. And then just keep the main thing. Like, do keep family as the main thing. The word is thanks, giving, keep gratitude. What are we grateful for? Like, keep gratitude alive and celebrate the country that we live in. That's what Thanksgiving is all about.
See, the difference between Jan and I is that Jan has had estrangements in her family. I always have strange people in my family, but I embrace the strangeness. I love the strangeness. There's a noted doctor. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dr. Ivan Meisner. But he's a noted doctor, somebody that is a psychologist, and his mantra is, who do I want to let in my room? Because at the end of it all, you are the one who is empowered. It's your place. It's not necessarily literally your room, although it could be. It's your life. Who do you want in your life?
Exactly.
And if people are consistently somebody that simply doesn't want you or doesn't want to be part of your gathering, then let it go. You don't have to have them in your room.
Exactly.
Because it adversely affects you. And I thought it was something brilliant that I heard from him when he said that, because there are people in my life that I simply don't want, because it doesn't make the entire experience happy for me. And at the end of it, your life is your life. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. So
exactly.
I think there's a lesson to be learned there too, Jan.
Ken, I can tell that you've done the work. At Show Up Well Consulting, we teach personal development and self-regulation and responsibility. And that's the bottom line is I can only control myself. That's it.
It is.
And so I get to say who comes in and who doesn't. And so invite the right people to your table.
Yes, exactly. Jan Goss, etiquette expert. She also is a noted author, keynote speaker, and runs Show Up Well Consulting, an executive protocol company, which I suppose is all designed to present you in your best self, right? I mean, you gotta sell yourself in most instances before anybody else will be interested in buying.
We do a lot of first impression management, yes, but it is personal development that we're responsible for ourselves, and that's kind of a foreign thought, but it's truth.
So there is a practicality to this, Jan. Let's say everybody is there Thursday and they're enjoying, the meal and all of a sudden somebody's got to go there, right? They got to go there. Do you think there's anything to the thought of being a quote-unquote family leader, somebody that would say, Uncle Frank, that's funny, but hey, did you hear about what, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to do this Sunday? Just somebody to just get it back on the rails. I mean, is there anything to that where maybe if I'm hosting a dinner, I'll say to someone I trust, look, if this thing goes sideways, I need you to get it back on track. Can you do it? What do you think about that theory?
Yeah. Ken, I think you need to come to everyone's Thanksgiving. That's what I think. Everyone needs Ken at their Thanksgiving. Yes, you are correct.
I only have so many covered dishes in my cabinet. I can't. But I mean, there is something
you are
to
right
that.
On track.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me tell you what protocol is. So protocol is that the host maintains control. That is protocol. So if as the host, if I don't want to take that control, it's totally appropriate for me to delegate it to someone else. Yes, you are absolutely on track. You're Ken. Yes, I'm hiring you.
Well, first, I'll just bring my bean casserole on Thursday, Jan, and if you don't like that, you can boot me out. Jan, how do people, honestly and truly, I just think a lot of it, as you said initially, is common sense. But with regards to Show Up Well Consulting, how do people find that? In particular, I guess, companies, corporations, of which we have quite a few here in the greater Cincinnati area and around the world on the iHeartMedia app. How do people find you?
Go to showupwell.com.
Simple as
it's
that.
It's that simple. It's as simple as that. And right now, Ken, I will just plug this, that we have a free podcast called Grief, Gratitude, and Grace that you can get if you go to showupwell.com, because at this season of the year, many times people are dealing with grief, and it's the story of the loss of my husband, but it ends well, and it's not sad, it is happy, but it's very practical, and there's some great advice if people are walking through grief. So go to showupwell.com.
Yeah, all things that manifest themselves, as you say, at this time of the year more so than others.
Exactly.
Jan, always great catching up with you. Keep up the good work, and don't burn the stuffing. Get it out in time, okay?
You got it, Ken. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes, I will.